Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm a union electrician by trade and a proud member of IBEW Local 351. I spent my entire life fighting for workers to get a fair shake from their employers. So I'm proud to rise in support of what would be the most impactful protection for workers' rights in nearly 100 years, my Faster Labor Contracts Act. Whether it's safer working conditions, better pay, or even something as simple as getting the weekend off of work, unions have been making people's lives better for generations. They do so by helping workers get a seat at the table with companies who control the purse strings. And one of the most important tools a union has to get that seat is the right to collectively bargain. Workers' right to negotiate their contracts together have been the law of the land for almost a century. Yet for that entire time, there's been a glaring loophole in the system that allows employers to prevent unions from ever securing their first contract. Simply put, workers have no real option if their bosses hold out negotiations indefinitely. So that's exactly what employers have done. They've run out the clock. It can already take a year for workers to certify an election and actually be unionized. And that's when the start of the clock begins. It takes an average of 458 days for an employer to agree with the union to get their first contract. And that's just the average. Roughly a third of all those workers are forced to wait over 3 years before they can sign on the dotted line. Companies have every incentive to drag out this waiting game. For starters, delaying a new contract ensures their profits don't have to be shared with their workers. Employers also know they can hold up negotiation long enough, there's a chance their employees might get frustrated and decide this process simply is too long. And for some of the largest corporations, making collective bargaining as painful as possible might just prevent that company's other branches from trying to unionize in their workplace. Let's be clear, union busting is illegal and it's wrong, and it has been for generations. But the dirty tactics of indefinite delays, many employers are working relentlessly to kill their employees' unions. And if you live in America, you've likely crossed the path with many of those workers who were hurt by their employers' waiting games. Let's talk about the father of an Amazon driver dropping off home goods in an ice storm. I'm talking about a young woman at Starbucks who knows your coffee order by heart. The kind senior bagging your groceries at Trader Joe's, or the hiking expert going that extra mile for you at REI. Those workers are getting screwed, plain and simple. And many of those are also getting screwed by bosses like Jeff Bezos, who in a short time has accumulated more wealth than any human in our history of the world. At Amazon, the company Bezos helped found, there are currently over 5,000 warehouse workers in Staten Island who voted to form a union in 2022. 4 years they've been waiting. They've been waiting for Amazon to negotiate in good faith, and they're still waiting. If a partner gave you an engagement ring but didn't show up for 4 years at the altar, you would think there's a problem. Well, folks, we do have a problem. I believe workers deserve to hold their employers to those same standards. So my Faster Labor Contracts Act offers a simple 3-step solution to turn endless negotiation delays into fair contracts for workers. First, following the certification of a union election, it would require employers to begin contract negotiations with their new union within 10 days. Second, if a new agreement is not reached after 90 days, if it's not reached within 90 days, my bill would give workers or their employers a choice to refer the negotiations to an independent mediation. And finally, if mediation takes longer than a month, Workers or the employer could ask for an arbitration panel to render a decision on a first contract. This three-step plan would give both parties multiple opportunities to advance stalled contract discussions, if they choose to, because right now there are no opportunities if the other stops negotiating in good faith. My bill's clear timeline for contract negotiation will ensure workers can start benefiting from their new contract in months, not years. I'm also confident that not every negotiation will require outside help, because hundreds of employers already do this process the right way each day. The problem employers will be forced to sit down at the table when they know they're not allowed to run out the clock. Unions fight for American workers of all political stripes. That's why my Faster Labor Contracts Act has attracted bipartisan support. Especially during this nasty era in politics, I'm grateful for those members on both sides of the aisle who are willing to stand up with workers together. I'm also grateful to my friends in the broader labor movement for long calling out bad faith negotiation by employers. I ask for unanimous consent to submit for the congressional record letters by several of these partners in support of the Faster Labor Contracts Act.
Without objection.
Including the Teamsters, AFL-CIO, IBEW, the professional technical engineers, steel workers, and machinists.
Without objection.
The coalition we built behind Faster Labor Contracts Act bridges political parties, blue-collar, white-collar industries, young and old, and all walks of life. Our bill reaffirms that collective bargaining is a fundamental right even the richest billionaires must comply with. And by advancing this legislation, Congress can send a clear message that workers deserve a level playing field. And with that, Mr. Speaker, I urge all my colleagues to vote yes, and I move the previous question on the resolution.